Hi, this is Stephen from Own or Disown. Well, Lenovo are launching 3 new laptops. There will be two 2-in-1 laptops. There's the Yoga 9i that replaces the C940. You got the Lenovo Yoga Slim 9i, or the IdeaPad Slim 9i as it will be known in North America, which is a regular clamshell laptop. And also you have the new Legion Slim 7i that replaces the Y740S. Now, the big thing about the 14-inch 9i and the IdeaPad Slim 9i is that it will use an Intel Tiger Lake CPU that will likely have 4 cores, 8 threads, and will make use of the new Intel Xe Iris graphics that has 768 cores, which will beat the 4800H Vega graphics by some 40 to 80% and will even be faster than the dedicated NVIDIA MX350. Intel also touts that the typical productivity applications will be about 25% faster than the Ryzen 7 4800H, but expect this to fall behind in multi-threaded workloads. By all accounts, in Battlefield 5 using 1080p DX11 high settings, you will get about 33 FPS, which is over double what Ice Lake achieved. So, this allows manufacturers to offer thin, light and small laptops in the 13-inch to 14-inch segment that can game okay at 1080p without having to use low settings. Now, the 14-inch Yoga 9i will have up to 1TB of NVMe storage, up to 16GB of RAM, up to a 4K IPS touchscreen that is VESA Display HDR 400 certified and has a peak brightness of 500 nits. It's likely to be a great display for anyone doing artwork or photo work, and with the included Lenovo Active Pen that stores in an integrated port on the laptop. The Yoga 9i will be made out of aluminium, and you have the option of also having the laptop enclosed in leather, which is applied by hand, and the Yoga logo is heat stamped onto it. A reflective gloss will be applied to the leather to provide a premium sheen to it. Now, Lenovo does state that the leather undergoes rigorous testing using ultraviolet light and 3 kilograms of pulling force to make sure that it does not deform or discolor when it's on the laptop. Now, that model starts at $1,699, but if you just want the metal version, that will be $300 cheaper at $1,399. The leather model will have an edge-to-edge glass palm rest, and within that, encased is a SmartSense touchpad that uses haptic feedback and has a 50% larger clickable area. The leather model will have a fingerprint reader under the glass that works even when your fingers are damp. Both 14-inch versions will have a battery that lasts up to 18 hours, has Wi-Fi 6 and 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports. The speakers will fire out of the soundbar located at the hinge, and I actually found them to be very effective on the C940. Now, the 15-inch Yoga 9i will be even more powerful, as it can be fitted with an i5, an i7, and either a 6 or an 8 core, or even the i9 10980HK. The C940 had the i7 9750H CPU on it, but that wouldn't boost very high and was probably one of the slowest 45-watt 6-core CPUs I tested. So hopefully Lenovo has improved the cooling to allow a higher boost clock. Now, on the 9i, they have venting holes beneath the keyboard, which they say it does reduce the temperatures by 2 degrees Celsius and does allow for the fan blades to actually be made slimmer. The GPU is a 35-watt GTX 1650 Ti Max-Q that is good for 50 to 60 FPS in most games at 1080p using medium settings. You can configure up to 16GB of RAM and up to 2TB of storage, as well as up to a 4K IPS touch display that is also VESA HDR 400 certified with 500 nits of brightness. This time you get 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports and a blue-grey aluminium body, plus the pen that docks in its garage like the C940. Now, like the 14-inch, the speakers are in this soundbar that runs along the base of the display, and it rotates and uses Dolby Atmos to give good, clear sound. The 15-inch comes in at 0.77 inches thick and weighs 4.4 pounds or 2 kilograms. Now, if you are into Alexa, both the 14-inch and the 15-inch will have that available. Plus, one feature I do like is the ability to power it on by just opening the lid. The IdeaPad Slim 9i, or the Yoga Slim 9i, is a 14-inch clamshell laptop. It's also made of aluminium and also has the option to have the lid covered in leather, and the price starts at $1,599 with the availability in November. Now, this is going to be one fine looking laptop, as it only measures 13.9mm thick and weighs only 2.77 pounds or 1.26 kilos. Under the hood, we will again have an Intel Tiger Lake CPU with Xe graphics, up to 16GB of RAM, up to 2TB of NVMe storage, and up to a 4K 500-nit HDR400 display with 90% of DCI P3 color space. The IdeaPad Slim 9i will also have an optional curved glass at the sides of the panel, much like some of those cell phones that you have, giving a whopping 90.5% viewing area. You will have 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports and a battery that is rated for 20 hours of runtime. Plus you do get their rapid charge that they say will charge the laptop in 15 minutes, providing an extra 4 hours of juice. Now this is seriously going to be a road warrior's dream come true. It will have a SmartSense keyboard that can alter the level of key lighting depending on the ambient light conditions, and an IR Windows Hello camera that can be deactivated via a switch. Now the beauty about this camera, it not only locks a screen when you walk away, but it also activates an alarm, should someone else try to move the computer without your permission. Now this is a great security feature. Like the 14-inch Yoga 9i, its touchpad is embedded in edge-to-edge glass and uses haptic feedback when pressed. It certainly looks like a great laptop, and I like how Lenovo is trying different things like the leather and security features to add value to the user. Finally, we have the new Legion Slim 7i, which is a 15-inch gaming laptop. Lenovo wanted to bring to the market the lightest 15-inch RTX gaming laptop, and at 0.7 inches thick and under 4 pounds, they may well have achieved that. It's made out of aerospace grade aluminium, and it should be pretty rugged, and can be configured up to an i9 10980HK CPU and up to an RTX 2060 Max-Q graphics, with pricing starting at $1,399 and availability in October. It replaces the Y740SI, and in order to help cool it down, they increased the airflow by 115%. Above the keyboard they have CNC drilled holes that allow air to be brought in over the CPU and the GPU, which allows 31% more air to be brought in than previously. Inside, the fans have 44% more blades, and the heatsink fins are thinner as well, allowing for 93% greater surface area for heat dissipation. The Legion Slim 7i also uses Dynamic Boost, which will move 15 watts from the CPU to the GPU when needed, which will allow for better 1% lows while still remaining in the 115 watt power envelope. Now this means that the 65 watt RTX 2060 should be able to boost up to the regular 80 watts whilst the CPU drops to 35 watts. And Lenovo said that they stress tested it at max clocks for 9 hours and the GPU did not throttle at all. Now there was no mention on how hot the CPU got, but I think at 35 to 45 watts it should be fine. Now for storage, you can have up to 2TB and a 71 watt hour battery, which I think will get you 5 to 6 hours of use. Now Lenovo does say it should get you about 7 3/4 hours, but there's no way it will last longer than the Legion 7 with its 80 watt hour battery. Now it does have 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports and can be powered by a USB-C charger, and what I am pleased to see, it also has an SD card reader. Like the other Legion laptops, you have a TrueStrike keyboard with soft landing switches with 1.3mm of travel that help prevent your fingers getting tired. The base model will have white lighting, and there will be an optional RGB model powered by the iCUE software. There are 3 panel options. Now the casual gamer may be happy with a 60Hz panel, but I suspect most will opt for the 300 nits 144Hz panel. Unfortunately, there is no mux switch or G-Sync like we did have on the regular 7i. And for those wanting to do more content creation, the 4K panel will have a whopping 600 nits of brightness and 100% of Adobe RGB. For those looking for a thin and lightweight gaming laptop, it certainly looks quite enticing, although the regular 7i is only 2mm thicker and 0.6 pounds heavier, and it does get you more GPU power for a similar, if not cheaper pricing. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe so you can catch my reviews on these new systems when they come in, and let me know in the comments below which unit you would like me to review. Bye now.